Hola mi gente, let me show you how I make these delicious stuffed shells. Alright mi gente, so we're going to start by making the meat sauce. So in a pan on medium high heat, you're going to start by browning some ground beef. While meat was cooking, I went in and I started cooking my jumbo shells. And instead of adding salt to my boiling water, I just went in and added some chicken bouillon. And I cooked my shells into there just al dente. So mi gente, at this point my meat is nice and brown, so I'm just going to go ahead and get rid of that extra liquid. So now we're going to add one chopped onion. So I'm adding Spanish onion. You can add radish, that's what you have. And then you're just going to let it saute until your onion is translucent about 4 minutes. So after about 4 minutes, my onions are just translucent, so I'm going to add my garlic, saute that for 30 seconds, and then we're going to season this out with some adobo, more garlic powder, because why not? Some sazón completo, paprika, dry oregano, make sure you grind it in between your hands, and some black pepper. Now you're going to saute your spices for about 30 seconds, and then when you can start to smell everything, you're going to add your tomato paste, saute that for 30 seconds, and then you're going to add your favorite spaghetti sauce, along with some sugar to balance the flavor, and I'm going to add some of the pasta water. Now you're going to give your meat a mix, make sure everything is well combined, and then you're going to partially cover it, lower your heat to medium, and cook it for about 15 minutes. After 15 minutes, I want you to taste it and adjust it to your liking, but this looks amazing. Alright, mi gente, so now we're going to make the ricotta filling. So in a bowl, you're going to combine some ricotta, mozzarella cheese, parmesan cheese. Mi gente, make sure you grate your own cheese because your stuff is just going to taste better. And then we're going to add 1 egg, and then you're going to season it up with some Italian seasoning, red pepper flakes. Now, if you don't want it spicy, you don't have to add the red pepper flakes. I'm going to add some garlic powder, salt and pepper, and some sauteed spinach. If you have frozen spinach, you can go ahead and use it. Just make sure you drain all of that water out. Now we're going to mix everything together, and I almost forgot to add my dry parsley, so I'm adding it right now, and we are done. Alright, mi gente, so now it's time to assemble. So we're going to start by adding that delicious beef sauce on the bottom of your baking dish. Make sure you cover every single corner, and then you're going to grab your shells. You're going to stuff it with the spinach and ricotta filling, and that is it, mi gente. This is so easy to make. It's something you can do ahead and then just bake it later. Once I was done stuffing my shells, I'm gonna go ahead and finish it off with my meat sauce all on top of your shells. Mi gente, make sure every single one is covered with it. Now we're gonna add some mozzarella cheese, and then you grate some parmesan cheese on top. So to top it up and make it look nice and pretty, we're going to add some dry parsley on top, and then some Italian seasoning. You can add some red pepper flakes as well if you like. Now, mi gente, we are all done, and this is what it looks like. So at this point, you can go ahead and cover it, freeze it, or put it in your fridge and then just bake it later. But I'm going to go ahead and bake it covered at 350 for about 30 minutes. So after 30 minutes, you're going to up the temperature on your oven. You're going to uncover your stuffed shells, and then you're going to bake them at 400 degrees into the top. It looks like this, and it's nice and bubbly, and it has this beautiful color on top. And mi gente, we are all done. So I got 2 trays of stuffed shells out of this recipe, and I couldn't be any happier. And remember, you can find this whole recipe down in the description. So mi gente, when you're going to serve it, just let it rest for a couple of minutes and enjoy. Let me tell you something. These stuffed shells came out so flavorful. You are going to love them. Thank you for watching, y buen provecho.